You're just another black boy with no future. Judge Harmon's gavel crashes down. Devin Taylor rises. The courtroom falls silent. 17. Shoulders squared despite the weight of every stare. The judge leans forward. I know you're kind. Just another statistic. His finger jabs the air between them. No discipline. No father figure. The judge's lips curl. Where's your father anyway? Devin maintains perfect eye contact. May I call him, Your Honor? Judge Harmon smirks. By all means, if he even answers. Devin pulls out his phone, dials. The courtroom watches. Dad? Judge Harmon says you failed to raise me right. He's wondering where you are. Devin's voice remains steady. Could you come to courtroom 4B now? Who exactly waits on the other end of that line? Earlier that day, Devin Taylor enters the courthouse with his science project, a sophisticated air quality monitoring system. The metal detector beeps. Officer Briggs steps forward, eyes narrowing. What's that contraption? He grabs the device without waiting for an answer. An air quality monitor, sir, for my presentation to the Environmental Committee today. Briggs turns the device over roughly. Looks suspicious to me. Devin keeps his voice level. I have documentation. He reaches toward his backpack. Hands where I can see them, Briggs shouts, drawing attention from everyone in the lobby. Devin freezes. His heart pounds as Briggs calls for backup. Got a suspicious device, unoperative subject. 2 more guards appear. Devin notices Judge Harmon watching from nearby, arms crossed, making no move to intervene. I'm just here from my scheduled presentation, Devin explains again. Judge Harmon approaches. His gaze shifts between Devin and the device. Why aren't you in school, boy? I have an excused absence, sir. I'm presenting to the Environmental Committee. Environmental Committee in my courthouse? The judge's tone drips with disbelief. Yes, sir, yes. Room 302 at 11 a.m. Dr. Williams is expecting me. The judge checks his watch. We'll see about that. Bring him to my courtroom first. The guards escort Devin away. His carefully constructed project now sits partially disassembled in Officer Briggs's hands. As they walk, Devin notices other visitors with briefcases and electronics passing through security without question. A white student with a science fair display board walks right through. Devin texts his father. Delayed at security, might miss presentation time. His father replies instantly. What's happening? Devin starts typing, then stops. His father has enough pressure already. Just extra security checks, nothing serious. Judge Harmon walks ahead, his robes flowing behind him. Devin catches fragments of his conversation with Briggs. These people always have excuses. Teach him about authority, knows his place after today. Devin straightens his shoulders. This isn't about his project anymore. What does Judge Harmon really want with a high school student's environmental science project? In Judge Harmon's empty courtroom, Devin stands before the bench. His project sits in pieces on a table. Explain again what this device does? Judge Harmon doesn't look up from his phone. It's an air quality monitor that measures particulate matter in low-income neighborhoods, Your Honor. Devin keeps his voice steady. I've been collecting data showing correlation between poor air quality and respiratory emergency room visits. Judge Harmon tosses Devin's papers aside without reading them. And why bring this to my courthouse? The Environmental Committee meets here monthly. I was invited to present my findings. Dr. Williams confirms there's a meeting. Judge Harmon scrolls through his messages. Says nothing about student presentations. Devin's stomach tightens. The confirmation was sent last week to all committee members. Are you telling me how to do my job? The judge's voice hardens. No, sir, just providing information. Judge Harmon stands. He circles the bench, looming over Devin. Listen carefully. I've been on this bench for 20 years. I've seen every excuse, every story, every scheme. I understand, but no interruptions. His hand slams the table. Pieces of Devin's project scatter. A sensor crashes to the floor. This equipment could interfere with courthouse systems. Devin watches months of work break apart. Sir, that's months of research. Research? Judge Harmon laughs. Is that what they call it now? Where did you get these parts? Who really built this? I designed and built it myself. The parts were purchased with grant money from the State Science Foundation. Judge Harmon's jaw tightens. A likely story. Let me be clear. This courthouse isn't your science fair. He picks up a circuit board, examining it with exaggerated suspicion. We'll hold this device for security inspection. You can wait in the hallway until the committee meeting. And my presentation? If they confirm your story, you'll get your property back. Judge Harmon's smile doesn't reach his eyes. Maybe eventually. Devin stares at his broken project. Data collected from his own neighborhood, evidence of environmental injustice now treated like contraband. May I have a receipt for my property, Your Honor? The judge's smile falters. Getting legal advice from somewhere, are we? Will Devin's months of work be destroyed before he can even present it? Devin waits in the hallway, watching the minutes tick by. His presentation time approaches, but security won't let him near room 302 without Judge Harmon's approval. Dr. Williams, a gay-haired environmental scientist with wire-rimmed glasses, spots Devin. There you are. Why aren't you setting up? We start in 15 minutes. Judge Harmon confiscated my project, says it's suspicious. Dr. Williams' eyebrows shoot up. That's absurd. You're our keynote student presenter. They return to Judge Harmon's courtroom together. The judge is on a call, holding up one finger to make them wait. Devin notices how the judge's posture changes when he sees Dr. Williams. Straighter, more formal. Judge Harmon, Dr. Williams begins when the call ends. There's been a misunderstanding. Devin Taylor is our invited presenter today. The judge barely glances at him. This young man brought unauthorized electronic equipment into a federal building. That requires proper investigation. It's a science project that I personally vetted. Did you run background checks on him and his family? Judge Harmon asks sharply. Do you know where he's from? Devin feels heat rising in his face. Dr. Williams shifts uncomfortably. He's one of our brightest students. That doesn't answer my question. Judge Harmon turns to Devin. Where exactly are you from, Mr. Taylor? I was born in Chicago, sir. We moved here 3 years ago. And before Chicago? Devin blinks, confused. My family has been in Chicago for generations. Judge Harmon makes a dismissive noise. Your project will remain confiscated until proper investigation. However, he nods to Dr. Williams. You can take responsibility for him attending the meeting without his device. Dr. Williams protests, but his entire presentation requires his project. Then he shouldn't have brought suspicious equipment into my courthouse. The judge's voice rises. Perhaps you'd like to explain to the committee why you're unprepared. Consider it a lesson in planning ahead. Devin's hands clench at his sides. May I at least have my presentation slides? They're on the same laptop we're holding for inspection. Dr. Williams checks his watch. We need to go. The committee has a tight schedule. Judge Harmon smiles thinly. Run along then, and Mr. Taylor, next time know your place before you walk into my courthouse. Devin follows Dr. Williams to the meeting room. His heart pounds as they enter. 12 committee members sit around a conference table. Several observers line the walls. I apologize for the delay, Dr. Williams announces. We've had an unexpected situation. Devin steps forward. Every eye in the room turns to him. The weight of their expectations crushes down. I apologize, Devin begins, voice steady despite the humiliation burning in his chest. Judge Harmon has confiscated my project and presentation materials. I'll do my best to explain my findings from memory. Whispers spread through the room. Devin sees pity on some faces, on others, quiet judgment. A woman in the back row shakes her head and writes something in her notebook. How will Devin salvage his presentation without any of his materials? Devin stands before the environmental committee empty-handed. He takes a deep breath and begins speaking from memory. My project measures particulate matter concentrations in low-income neighborhoods versus affluent areas. His voice grows stronger with each word. Over 6 months, I documented levels 3 times higher in minority communities. Despite the absence of visual aids, committee members lean forward. Devin sketches air particle distribution patterns on a borrowed notepad, explaining methodology and statistical controls. I identified correlation between pollution spikes and respiratory emergency room visits. He draws another diagram. The data shows environmental protection laws are enforced differently based on neighborhood demographics. Dr. Williams watches with quiet pride as Devin transformed potential disaster into a compelling presentation. When Devin finishes, the committee applauds. Remarkable work, says committee chair Dr. Lawson, especially under these circumstances. Where is your project now? Judge Harmon is holding it for security reasons, Devin answers carefully. Dr. Lawson frowns. That's unusual. We'll look into it. Meanwhile, your findings deserve wider attention. Would you consider presenting at the state conference next month? Devin nods, gratitude washing over him. I'd be honored. As the meeting adjourns, Devin excuses himself to the restroom. In a private stall, he leans against the wall. The adrenaline crash hits him hard. His hands shake slightly as he pulls out his phone. He dials his father, but gets voicemail. Dad, something happened at the courthouse. Judge Harmon confiscated my project and… He pauses, not wanting to sound like he's complaining. I managed okay, but I could use some advice. Call when you can. Dr. Williams waits outside. You did incredibly well, Devin. I've never seen such poise under pressure.